All right. Hi. Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. I'm Faye. I've got any pronoun is a good pronoun for me. Um, we are going to be playing our Witcher Chronicle here. Uh, it's based on the Witcher TTRPG system. And it's Crimson Destinies, Embers of a Shattered Prophecy. I'm very excited to be giving this. It is a darker story. We've got a little bit of grime here, some viscera coming up, but I've also got an amazing cast and very excited to see this. Speaking of our amazing cast, why don't we get some introductions, a little bit about yourselves. We'll have more time at the end for any detailed stuff, so let's just get names, pronouns, and character information first and foremost. And why don't we start off with a introduction? Why don't we start with Torin?
Absolutely. My name is Torin. My handle is Torin Talks Creativity. My pronouns are she, they. As far as my personal self, the character I will be playing is Caleb Craftsman, who is a 19-year-old human craftsman. He's a very simple boy, and his pronouns are he, they.
Beautiful, beautiful. Next up on our introductions, why don't we move it down to get an introduction from Mia?
Hello, my name is Mia Fey, also known as Everlasting Fey. I use she, they pronouns. I will be playing Silhouette Fey Wraith, a 30-year-old elf mage. Non binary, but uses she, they pronouns as well.
We love it. Continuing down our line, let's get an introduction from Frankie.
That's me. Hello, I'm Frankie. My pronouns are they and them. You can find me on a couple of sites as Chaos Grublit and other sites as Tabletop Tinker. Today I'm going to be playing a lady dwarf called Rila the Barrel Kovac, and she's a criminal.
Ooh, we love it. And then for right now, last and but not least, why don't we learn about Sunny?
Hello, it's me. I'm Sunny. You can find me as Loving Sunny in most places. I do the TTRPG stuff. Today I'm gonna be playing Alara Celeborn, an elf druid. She goes by she, them pronouns. I go by any pronouns. They is usually safe, but we use all of them if you'd like in the same sentence. We like that here.
Heck yeah. We do have another player who will be joining us hopefully soon. But well, we do have a story to tell here. And when we get our lovely Witcher back, we will have more story to add. But we begin with the world. It is a place of man and monster. Chaos has been introduced with the conjunction of the spheres. But life has continued. It has gone for generations and years. It has seen trials, but people have survived. Enough that life flourishes. As we can see in this tavern that we start in, it is a spring evening. The tavern is filled with plentiful people of different heritage and backgrounds. You have all sorts of life present, from the mages of the Banard Academy to the simple miners that exist out in the outskirts in this Cadwin city. The ale flows, Gwent is being played, and there is a bard ready to take stage. This is a simple figure. He's of no renown. yet. Blonde hair and a bright attitude. A new song has been hyped, been promised this evening. One that should change his status. And you are all present to enjoy this very existence. Oop. Oh, just in time. He seems to have our WitchER. What a very WitchER thing to say. All right. So
Could chat see? I don't know. I don't think they could see you, but could they hear that? Because
I only
wow.
hope so.
all right. All right. So, we are, I believe, going to take a quick break to get tech set up.
Y'all should go get popcorn to see the bard performing because I am already invested.
It was the
Can't wait for
perfect
this.
time.
Right? Yes.
All right.
It looks like it's being set up live.
Shout out to producers, please, and
Yeah.
thank you for
Mhm.
Yeah.
everything that you do because we could not do this without you. Actually,
Probably not.
thank you very much.
Very
Life
much.
is
If
best
you
edits.
want to really help the producers, show your support, drop a Ko-fi. We've got a link for that.
Do it.
It shows that you support us as much as we support them, and they support us, and we all help each other. It's a circle. So, I believe we've got everything set up. So, since we've got everyone here, just in time for the performance, as was said, a young bard is taking the stage. Fresh-faced, ready for a world of celebrity and fame, and has a new song of a great, heroic event. And I'm about to sing it live.
Let's go.
It'd be a lot better with music, so just imagine a lute accompaniment, and from atop the world, at the dawn of flame, there the sword of steel made a mage's bane. They followed all the clues, they saw the waters red, they knew it was of blood and chaos uncontained. The white wolf and his sorceress raced against the night. The white wolf and his sorceress had one chance to get it right. Very soon, you would know that a few things aren't adding up here as he continues on this song. White Wolf, you know, is Geralt, and hasn't been heard of doing any sort of extraordinary items or adventures in this last hunt. And the way that it started singing up, you very much thought it would have been a tale of your extraordinary efforts from this past winter. And the last, perhaps damning fact for this figure is that he is no dandelion. the bard best known for regaling the counts of one white wolf. Do you dare let this continue?
Caleb is probably sitting with everybody, of course, and hey, Senka, does that sound right to you?
I don't really know, and I can't say if I really care. It's kind of amusing. I say let it go for a while.
Okay. Just drink.
Mhm.
I don't know a lot, but I don't think that sounds right.
Bards do what they want to do.
Okay. Go back to drinking.
We all sat around together.
Oh, what was that?
Are we all sat around together?
Yeah, you guys are all acquainted at this point.
Relo will cough and go, sounds like a load of horse shit to me.
And it kind of, you hear a misplaced strum, and the bard has definitely heard your comment, but begins then to try and play through it more. And then once Rila had started it, the others in the tavern here start to get on as well. Yeah, you ain't no dandelion. How you know what? This ain't no original song. I don't think he even passed by Bernard.
Alara's gonna not caring much, but just like obviously loud enough for the bard to hear it. Like, now, boy has to make a living, you know, telling his stories and all. Let him sing. See how it goes.
It very much unnerves because it is just enough. You hear another sour note, and with each added comment and each more nervous pluck of the lute, his efforts seem to get worse and worse with performing, to the point where someone takes a small bit of their food to throw up on stage. Take your scraps and leave. But as the bard is no longer a form of entertainment, you have a opportunity ahead of you now, to tell an entertaining story and set the record straight.
I will go up to the bar, the innkeep, and say, we're going to need some more drinks in for this one.
All right. As drinks are set about, either fresh or the ones that were ready to go, we begin our true story. Traveling back as the words are weaved to just as the just as winter is settling, and you all are on your hunt. Banard has called for aid. Well, a figure in Banard has called for aid. Sent to clear out a mine, as someone has just purchased one that was old, seemingly abandoned, perhaps even empty of any sort of ore or materials, but this buyer is hopeful that something has made home in this area. And you are, being of course brought in to handle this situation. You move through the nearby woods, making your way towards this mine. And as we do so, why don't we get some character introductions and introspection? Alara, let's begin with you. Please describe your character and what's going on through their mind.
Alara is small but very slender. You can see they don't have a lot of strength in their body. She is an elf. Ports herself very, what's the word? She dresses too fancy for how she cares about human or people situations, I would say. She is very elegant and fancy, but she doesn't pay a lot of mind to social interactions or, being among people just in general. She just cares more about animals and obviously her friends. And she carries the stuff that she made herself. And yeah, she's a redhead, has a lot of freckles. Just very soft and very frail. Has an air of authority, but probably couldn't throw a punch to save her life, basically. And that's Alara. Well, I'm assuming we're all together, right? So
Yeah, you're all together. You set out already on this journey. So let's get a shift of the focus here as we move off of Alara and over to Rila. And let's get an introduction for Rila.
Okay, where Alara is soft and elegant, Rila is the polar opposite. She is about 4.5 feet tall, built like a brick. She's got sort of shorn, shaved sides of her head, and they're sort of crest down the middle. She's about middle-aged for a dwarf. Her face is somewhat weathered. She's got glorious soft mutton chops, though, to match the same colour as the rest of her hair. She's covered in sort of quite bold tattoos. She wears a men's dress shirt that's been ripped off at the shoulders to show her bulging arms, with a nice leather pauldron, and just generally her clothes sort of a green hue. You can see she's definitely she's experienced, she's been through life, and she's very brash, but oddly delicate in the way she steps.
Alright. So, what is going on through your mind, Rila, as you are moving towards this objective, your journey?
Rila is, due to the nature of her profession, she's somewhat suspicious of these mines being supposedly empty or abandoned. But it's just looking for a scrap. She's high energy, she's hyped up for it, she wants to get there and get the job done.
Heck yeah, we love it. Alright, as we move again, the focus shifting, we come to
Sylvan, unlike her short-statured companion, is quite tall, and not as elegant as Alara, but unique in her own way. Uh, Sylvan stands there with long purple hair. Uh, Magic accidents, isn't that fun? And she, stands there in a well-worn, dark green dress with, just leather around it, straps, the like, buckles galore, and um, carries two crossbows on her side, ready to pull at the sign of danger. And what's currently going through her head is money. Just whatever it takes, get it over, get it done with. You've been here before, get in and get out.
And you know that the bounty that you have waiting for you here is quite a high one. You're looking at about 650 crowns split between you for clearing out this mine. As we move downwards, Caleb, we come to you.
So Caleb, he's tall. He's almost about 6 feet tall, but he's really spindly. Like he grew up, just shot up way too fast. So like none of the fat really got there either. So he's got low cut shirt. You can tell he doesn't come from much. He probably cobbled together what he could. So like the seams are on the outside of all his shirts. It's really not well done. You can tell, like I said, he doesn't come from money, but he tries. He tries. Um, Tall, sandy brown, like hair and a man bun that's all messy and little poking parts out, and he always has like soot and grime on his face. So when he left home, he just knew that he didn't want to stay always with seams out, holes in it, like everything is just tied together and cobbled together. He decided after interning, sure. This might be too big of a word for Caleb. Um, After working with the blacksmith in his town, he could do that. He could do that. Now, he's got skills, but not with people. So every once in a while, you'll see him just oddly reach into his left or his right pocket and just pull out paper and like you can see he's reading to himself. He's really just like double checks all the time. So he's trying, but there's definitely not a full amount of confidence there. But he doesn't really want to show it too much. And the one thing about him is, as he's trying to get money, get better at his craft, he's trying to always find the positive. Because when you're a peasant, there isn't much positive in this world. It is bad. You have as many siblings as possible. They try to run the farm, and oh God, hopefully you don't die, but you never know, it might come around the corner. But yeah, so he tries. He tries. Yeah, he tries to see the best of everybody. Not everybody can be dog shit. Right? Right? Anyway,
Right?
It's fine. It's fine. Fine. He might make it. I don't know. All right. So anyway, he's on his journey. He wants to be a better craftsman, better blacksmith, better alchemist. He'll make it.
And what better way to improve your craft than harvesting fresh ingredients? Alchemy can make use of a lot of monster parts, and you can test the metal of your metalwork out in the field. And of course, the coin helps as well.
Always.
Last but not least, as our focus shifts, perhaps the most experienced monster hunter of our group, Senka. Let us get a description of your character and some insight into her thoughts.
Yes. I am Senka. I am half elf. You can tell, kind of pointy in some places. About 5'6", but well muscled. Basically built like a dancer who could knock you out. And I am dressed a bit more tidily than others you may have heard of my kind. Because just because you're out hunting monsters all the time doesn't mean that you have to be crusty all of the time. So it's not perfume, it's soap. Nothing to be scared of. Anyway, dressed very tidily in black. You'll notice that my tunic, if you get close enough to look, you'll see that my tunic is embroidered with small sunbursts. Because I'm not from here. And I'm thinking about the hunt in front of us. Shouldn't be too difficult. Nothing worse than what I've faced before. Just something to get me some money so that I can get some supplies and hopefully tide me over for the winter coming up.
Beautiful. Well then, with everyone introduced, we do again have a hunt ahead of us. You know what you are facing after, a Uktena. But why don't we get perhaps a few rolls to maybe help you along your way with your preparation and the knowledge that you know. Perhaps you are savvy with your monster lore, or maybe you know what the superstitions of the common folk might be around this. Perhaps you are more focused on keeping an eye on your surroundings while your group makes it through the forest. Whatever you think that your strong suit here is, whatever you offer towards your come together motley crew of monster hunters, I'm going to ask for a roll. And just because this is a new system to my players and to our viewers likely as well, rolls here are determined by 1d10 plus your base. And a base is composed of your actual statistic, so your intelligence, your reflex, body, empathy, and then whatever amount of training you have in your skill, so those points there. So, yes.
Alara would, if we're going through a forest, Alara would definitely keep an eye out on, well, the area itself, the terrain, and try to point people in the direction of, where to step and how to avoid. Just lead the way might not be the proper word, but try to help everyone navigate since she's so used to the wilderness.
All right, I'm going to say that that'll be a wilderness survival roll.
Okay.
And anyone who's anyone who's wanting to do the commoner superstition or the local superstition, that is an education roll.
All right, so I think Caleb could do the education role. He's been listening a lot, trying to make sure he understands the lay of the land and really just not be weird. He also has alchemy. His father taught him a lot about the wildlife and plants. He's a botanist. He's really good at it. Again, word Caleb might not know. He's a plant guy. So he might, if he knew enough about the monster, or ask maybe Senka, is there any kind of plants that this monster likes to be around? Maybe we can try to find some.
That's a very good question, and I'm going to put my WitchER training to use on that.
Okay. remind me of the Witcher training skill. That's Witcher knowledge. Go ahead, roll that. I'm looking at it right here.
Mhm. Let's see. I rolled an 8 and I have a 4 in the Witcher training.
And then what is your base skill for Witcher? Or the base stat?
That's a good question.
All right, I can pull that up real quick.
I had everything pulled up beforehand, but as we know, gremlins.
Tech gremlins. I had them this morning. It's oof. All right, let's get down to the bottom profession, which is the Witcher. All right, it is a intelligence statistic, so it's 8, 4, and then whatever your intelligence stat is.
8.
So that'll be a total of 20. Hell yeah. So, it's a little bit of crunch, but once you understand the crunch, it's all there. So what, Senka, you know, Uctenas, these are these large, they're very serpent-like trapping hybrids. They are some sort of cross between a snake and insect. They have, it's almost like centipede-like legs, but they are broken out across the bottom that help slide through the different terrains. They are fairly lethargic. They prefer to eat carrion that's been killed by their saliva, which is poisonous. It's a sticky substance, and they liberally spread it amongst the plant life around their lair. They prefer remote territories. However, this method of hunting can bring into conflict the people nearby quite easily, as they'll mindlessly kill wildlife in the area. However, for you and for your companions, this makes them very easy to find and hunt. And it doesn't help that you already know the location, you just need to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Along with that, as a Witcher and with your training, you know that a Uctena can be very deadly in a fight. They use their long, barbed tongue to lash out, to poison foes. And then that's in the case that it hasn't moved to crush you with the coils first. They're not particularly intelligent. However, the beast does have an uncanny ability to predict movements and actions. It dodges with some of the best skills, evading the most accurate of blows, making ambushes risky. You do know, however, that the tough scales and chitin that armors an Ectena can be cracked by heat. If you have improvised combustibles and the Igni signal, that will be particularly useful on this hunt.
All right. So we're looking for a centipede serpent-like creature that likes to eat dead things. And has corrosive acidic saliva.
So kill it with fire, basically.
Yes.
That's about it. Uh-huh.
And don't get close to it if you're squishy.
Noted. I did roll my thing, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
My wilderness survival. I rolled a 9. I have it's based on intelligence. The skill is at level 6, and my base is 10.
So yeah, yours. So what we're adding is the base. So you don't
Gotcha.
have to do all the math because your does it for you. So, yeah. So with your, that would be what, a total of 19. Yeah, you're able to easily keep an eye out of the surrounding areas. Again, you have a general knowledge of where you're heading, and you are starting to notice areas where the stench of death is becoming more prevalent, as if a lot of things have been dying recently and beginning to rot.
That's lovely. So, by things, do you mean like animals and stuff like that?
Most likely,
Yeah.
but you've not quite seen any
Mm.
bodies yet. Right
Mhm.
now, the scent is
Just the
hitting you
smell.
first.
I think we're definitely getting close to it then.
Well,
Who had another roll? Oh,
I think it's doing
your
my
mic's
best.
mic's coming in really bad.
Is that any better?
Not at all. I can't hear you over the feedback.
It's basically just feedback.
I had the other role, and I wasn't quite sure if I needed to do alchemy or education.
Whichever one you want to do.
So, with the information Senka shared, and Alara looking as far as like survival, how to go, the landscape, I was going to see not necessarily if there's any plants necessarily, but anything affecting the plants. So, like my dad, he taught me plants absorb nutrients better if there's dead shit around. So maybe if I could kind of see anything like that, or any plants that might help us with combustible things. They burn easy. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. You said that was an alchemy then.
I believe so.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me that alchemy total then.
So I rolled an 8 on the die, and my alchemy is 5.
All right.
I'm confused on the base stat. I think that's intelligence.
No, it's actually based in craft.
Just kidding. All right.
I got you.
Okay, so my craft is 10 plus 8 plus 5, so that's what, 23?
That sounds about right. So as you are making this attempt to look, especially now that Alara has pointed out some of the scent and strangeness, you're able to get closer, and as you look at one of these plants, you've worked with this plant before. It is a base herb in a lot of different alchemies. It doesn't really have much properties on its own besides acting as a sort of stabilization agent. But it's covered in this sort of tacky grime, where you notice among like just visuals that shouldn't be there, and you just heard this conversation of acidic saliva. So maybe you don't want to try touching it to double check your perhaps intuition.
Definitely everybody. This, and I'm gonna grab like a stick and like highlight it. Don't touch this. This is bad. I think this is what we're gonna be finding. Is there any like plants I know that neutralize that at all or try to help with it? Theoretically.
Not that you can think of off the top of your head.
Gotcha.
You know that there are oils that can be distilled to help with that, but a simple plant alone, you're not quite sure of.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely watch out for this. No touchy. Right? Okay,
Is
I
it
see
do you-
nods. All right.
is it the kind of acidic like eat through acid, or is it just like sticky coating slime over acid?
It's slime coating over, and has become very taggy. It's not so much acidic, but that's how Senka described it to you all. It's more poisonous. It's a toxin that will sink into the skin.
And it's really hard to get off. Like scrubbing will just spread. It's bad.
Lovely. Can I tip a couple of my crossbow bolt tips in them?
Sure. Just make a note of how many you would cover.
I'm gonna tip 3.
Okay. So,
I would like to ask a question about rituals. No, sorry, spells.
sure.
Alara has something called Nature's Sight. It says that it allows you to see creatures that are not natural to this realm, and it allows me to see monsters within 50 meters, even through obstacles. They like appear like glowy versions of themselves. And I would love to know how that works because now feels like a good time to do it.
Let me just double check on your profession here.
Mm-hmm.
While you're doing that, just checking, is it any better on my end?
Oh, so much better.
Leagues better.
Yeah.
I can hear you clearly now.
Yeah.
You can be part of the game again.
Yeah.
Ah! All right. Druid profession. There you are. So basically, when it comes to spells, casting spells, you are whatever the stamina cost is then going to be with the versus your vigor, I believe, which is on your top. And there are drawbacks if you go over your vigor cost.
So since this one costs 2 and my vigor is 2, that would be okay?
Yes, you'd be fine. Yep.
Okay.
So.
That is cool.
And you don't deduct from your vigor. The vigor is just how your threshold before things get bad. So
that is cool.
You can draw on as much magic as you want, but if it goes over your vigor, that's when chaos comes in.
In the duration, it says that it's active, and it has 1 stamina in parentheses.
So that is your stamina cost. And then let me just double check on the spell casting. This is why.
It's so much. Like, you have so much on your end that you have to deal with, and I appreciate you doing that for us. Just saying.
Of course. No, it's no worries. So I'm here to make things go easy. All right, so all right. This would be under the priest and druid stuff. For the stamina. Okay, just stamina, I believe, resets at the end. So just deduct 1 stamina point from your pool, and
awesome.
I believe that resets over resting. Great. So as you cast out this sigil and you start to see the world through different eyes, things become a little bit more vibrant. You start to see these almost flecks of, it could be starlight in the distance, but they're present and they're a little faded. And then you see something. It lurks deep in the ground, almost just within the range of what you can see, and it is this sort of coiled mass. It seems to wrap around itself as it extends, as it gets longer, and is beginning to unravel. And Alara, can you make for me a deduction check here?
I sure can. as soon as I find out what to add to it, but yeah. Deduction.
It'll be under intelligence.
Ah, yes. I rolled a 7. Intelligence of 10.
All right.
No levels on it. Hey.
So, it's in the direction that your hunt is taking you. It is this massive thing that is otherworldly due to your sight. It seems that the Uktena is coming out to eat.
Huh.
And maybe running right into your group as you guys are getting closer.
Ah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Was it under the earth or above?
It was under the earth, but you,
it's
with your
coming out.
sight, can see that it, as it coils
Mm.
around itself, it's elongating and making its way up.
Mhm.
And you do know that this had taken up its lair in a mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll definitely say that to the group. Like, yes, we are definitely headed to the right path. And it may be eager to meet us as well. It's definitely coming out of its hole. And heading here. So yeah. It's big. Haha.
No,
Do we have
remind me.
fire?
It goes after just animals, right? Like maybe we're okay. Maybe we. I mean, I know we have to hunt it, but like maybe it won't like attack us first, right?
Maybe we get prepared just in case it does. Better be safe than sorry.
Okay.
In this situation, more than others, I feel like.
And he reaches for. Do you think like sword or like stiletto?
Or what? Sorry, what was the second
Stiletto?
option?
The little knife.
Oh,
It's a dagger.
Yeah.
I'd go with sword. If those are the two choices. Yeah.
And he puts the knife back in his boot. just has a hand on his hilt for his sword. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it. I mean, we're fine. It's fine. We'll be fine. We got this. And you just see
if you
his
can
eyes
craft
go like,
any explodey kaboom fire things, it would be very cool now, I think.
I can try if we got time. And he'll reach for his alchemy set.
I think it's going to be best, Caleb, if you stand behind me, because I'm going to have no choice but to go in with we're less left and righty here, so I'll be in there with the fit.
I am a fan of left and righty. I'm not going to lie, but I will say, do you want me to like bend down behind you? Because he's like I'm 6 feet tall. I got it.
It's gonna have to work.
Thanks, Rila. You're always the best. And he will definitely take his alchemy set and jump behind.
Hey, Senka, what do you suggest? You're more used to dealing with creatures like this.
Oh,
you're muted, Senka, by the way.
Senka's really quiet.
She always is.
I was thinking.
Sorry.
Lure it out, burn it. Weaken it with fire first. And then do your left-right thing. Just try to avoid physical contact with it as much as you can.
No
I got my bow if we feel like that helps.
I don't know if it helps at all. I don't have much in the way of fire, but I do have a flask of triple distilled dwarven spirits. I feel like might be somewhat flammable.
You really like that stuff, though, Rila.
I gotta drink it. No one else will.
It's true. It's true.
Just straight up making a Molotov cocktail on the first bet. I love it.
So I do have flint and steel. Just saying. And some rope, I think, somewhere. If we want to just.
Caleb, you are you have an alchemist crafting kit. And I would say at this point, you may not be the most experienced of a monster hunter and adventurer. You do have a cache of handy components kept on you. Easily enough, you'd be able to make perhaps definitely 1, maybe 2, depending on how well your crafting roll is here. We are going to make this a
You can definitely hear him mumbling, "You got this, baby. We got this." To like his alchemy set, like just not looking at anybody. And he's got like a little piece of paper he gets out. Just
I'll give him a little ruffle. Yeah, you've
I
got
got
this.
this. Okay. Step 1.
I got some more
Grab-
components if you need. Okay, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I got some. Yeah.
Step 1, grab alchemy kit. Step 2, remember what you're trying to make. And it just goes. He just keeps going. He talks to himself as he does
My
it.
ADHD lists. Are you kidding me? Like step 1, brush teeth. Okay.
And like all the
Step 2,
pockets,
forget step 1.
all the pockets have different notes, so he doesn't get confused which ones he's looking at.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely
Okay.
love it. So
So-
we're going to do we're going to make this an alchemy craft skill.
Gotcha. So D10 plus my alchemy, which is 5, and then crafting I have 10, so 15 base, right?
It's the craft statistic, so the CRA, and then
Which is 10.
Okay, that's perfect.
Oh shit. So I rolled a 0, so that's a 10 on a 10, right?
That's a 10 on a 10.
So 25 total.
So surprising
Literally the
even
max I could do.
Yeah, surprising even yourself, because you followed all the steps on your list. You know how to make the component that you're doing. You end up with 3 instead of the 2 that you were thinking. So now you have 3 filters of I believe the exploding dice is on damage, not on skill checks. I'll double check on that, but we do have exploding dice. But
Hey guys, see, if you just read positive, follow the steps, you can do what you need to do. I got 3. Who needs them? Who wants them?
I always know you could do it. See? You need to give yourself more credit, please.
Thanks,
You're
Laura.
always great.
Stop. It's fine. Stop it. No, it's fine. Here. Who needs them? I can't throw for shit. Here you go. Do you throw them? Do you drink them? I know witchers do the drinking thing. Here.
Not no.
this
He's gonna
is
try to
a
get 'em.
highly
I mean-
combustible thing. You will throw it, and should it all work, it combusts upon introduction to the air. So make sure that the
Ooh.
corks stay corked.
So he's going to just kind of cradle them instead. Just like heel toe walk.
Instead of shaking it
Tequila.
around like who wants it?
On that reminder, and he's just gonna very slowly heel toe walk and like try to offer one to Rila. Rila, I don't know who needs it. I can try to throw it. Y'all know I'm not very good at this.
I can take it and I'll give it a go, but I can't guarantee how it'll go.
That's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. You'll do better than me. And they'll give you one.
Okay,
All right,
so
who
I'll
wants the
take
other
one.
2? Sunka?
I'll try it.
All right, again, just like knees bent a little bit, very slow crouch, like heel toe. Just there you go. All right, we got this. All right, who wants this last one? And he's
Okay,
like
yeah.
about to shake it. Okay, here you go. Silver.
Yeah, that's gonna go here.
All right.
Come on, smooth walking.
Got it. So don't pick up people and hug them and shake them right now. Got it. Okay. And he just puts this other little piece of paper back on like how to talk to people. Okay, it's fine.
Oh, this
That's the how to talk to people packet. It's fine. And they like pat to make sure all the other ones are there. All right, we're good. All right, sword, potions. Is there anything else I can do? Oh, yeah. Just got it. Yeah. Positive thing. Got it. Okay. And then he'll walk behind Rila again and just like crouch down a little bit.
As you've made this concoction and as you shared it out, Alara, your sigil sense has been continued. You've been seeing these hidden worlds and realms, and the creature seems to be fully out of its lair now. So it might be upon you in a matter of moments. Are there any final preparations that you all would like to do?
I'm going to prepare brand bow. I aim to use it with a thrown combustible
Okay.
as soon as I see this creature's head.
Beautiful. We love it.
I would love to try and help, not necessarily an ambush, but try to position people in a way that, like, where we could be that's theoretically safe and we can catch these monster not off guard, but it have an advantage position. And one of my skills is read nature. Are we in a purely natural environment? Would you say, DM?
I will say yes.
Yes.
You're not yet at the mine where it would have more man-made creation. So currently, yes.
Cool. So I would love to use read nature
Okay.
and that allows me, if I succeed, to read the signs around the area and learn everything that passed through the area within the last week and what each creature did in the area. So, like, trying to find good position where the monster wouldn't, sneak up on whatever.
So with your understanding, it is likely going to be in the treetops themselves. This creature, while large, goes for the easy prey. Its saliva has been laid thick on the foliage of the ground. You know that many of the animals that you can read in the nature have made a one-way passage through. They have not returned or traveled in any other direction, and it seems now, whether or not this is the first in the time frame or just in the last few days, that the Uktena is coming back out to reap the efforts here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Basically, the monster prepped the terrain, waited for things to die, and now is coming to feast.
It is a creature of ease.
That's pretty smart, to be honest.
Yeah. It works smarter, not harder.
Yeah. So basically, I would probably tell people that climbing up, staying in a non-lazy reach would probably be good. I can try to help people climbing if needed. Not that I'm the best at it, but it feels like the best way to prep, especially if we're thinking about throwing bombs.
I think I would also like to try and climb so I could get the literal drop on it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get that
DM, I
terrain
don't know.
advantage.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Okay.
the people's elbow.
With that information, I'm going to explain my plan of essentially when the bombs are thrown, and I will hand my other explosive to Rila, who could probably throw it further and harder than I can. I'm going to cast a spell, and it is going to fly faster and hit harder on the Suktena if it lands. Ideally, we'll see. No chaos shenanigans ensuing.
Yeah. No.
So am I now dual wielding explosives? Is that what's happening?
That's what I'm
That
hearing.
seems like a bad idea.
Super
But I'm happy
righty,
to roll
super
with
lefty.
it.
They got an
Yeah.
upgrade.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
Caleb can't climb for shit, and he's carrying a mini forge on him. So, is there a taller rock behind a tree? Maybe he could try. He clanks a lot with
going
alchemy
to
set and a
say
forge.
that in this area there are not particularly the tall rocks. Closer to the mine there would be.
All right, let's
I can
try
try
it.
to give up ease. I'm not the strongest, but
They're very heavy, but
that's
I'll
fair.
need it. I'll need it.
Senka, please, can you help me put this boy up on a branch or something?
Sure, I'll be a step stool.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
No, you're not step stool. You're my friend. I'm sorry. Okay. And he's gonna try to just climb with this really heavy forge. It's literally the only thing he can carry. There's not much else.
I'm going to, for mechanical reasons, I'm going to ask for everyone to roll me a physique check here under your body skills.
All right.
So this is a D10 plus our stat in that, plus the physique skill.
Yes. So
Oh, there's physique. Okay.
yeah, however many points you have in physique, plus your body
I rolled the wrong
statistic, and then whatever
11
your roll.
total.
That's a 16 from me.
I rolled a 9.
16 for me also.
What's your
Solid.
total?
My
Torin?
total is a 9.
Love it.
Ah.
And then for Silhouette?
Also a 9 total.
Beautiful.
Honestly, that adds up to what I had in mind. Rila and Senka actually knowing what they're doing, and the rest of us trying very hard.
His center of gravity is much lower right now. So the forge is just, I'm assuming, hanging off of him, and the feet can't get there. He's not that flexible. He's trying.
Can I try and yank him up?
Yeah. I think that'll be a beautiful moment for the narrative here as Rila pulls Calum up. There is the snap of the massive jaws as the creature has made it here. You all just barely made it into the treetops as we are going to roll initiative.
Okay, I was just screaming. Screaming.
Now, for, again, our new players and our new viewers to WitchER, initiative is going to be determined by 1d10 plus your reflex statistic.
Okay.
Reflex, where is it?
14.
That's an 18.
Dice.
Hold on, I can't find. Oh, reflex, okay.
18.
Oh, we've got twinsies.
Calum, please, you need to stop making that face. I'm starting to get super concerned.
I rolled a 13.
Hey, that's fine.
It's not the worst thing in the
Yeah.
world, but
17.
I get sad when I get a high dice roll and then my skill is so low.
All right. Rila and Alara have both 18s. What is the reflex scores between the two of you?
9 for me.
Mine is a 10.
All right. So Rila will go first.
I prefer it that way. Thank you.
So
Help.
as you now see this massive head, and the head itself is about half the size of one of you. And the rest of the scaled body, you can see the small legs that help push it through and around the difficult terrain. It will be Rila going first, and then we'll have Alara. We'll have Silhouette. We'll have our Uktena. Then Senka and Caitlin. So, Rila, you are double fisting your explosives.
Yep. Oh, I would love nothing more than to give it a little bop on the kisser, but yeah, I've got explosives, so maybe not a great idea. Did Silhouette make it up into the tree?
Everyone has made it up into the tree. With
Okay.
your tug on Calum, was the last person getting up into the tree before this creature snapped its jaws down.
Okay, I would like to try and drop an explosive right into its mouth.
Go ahead. Make for me. So this will be an attack roll.
Mhm.
And when it comes to attacks, you can do either a quick attack, which allows you to do 2 attacks, or a fast strike or a strong strike. So if you want to throw both of these, I would suggest making a fast strike.
Might as well.
All right. So
Let's do it.
that'll
Caleb
be
is just hugging that tree. He's like, oh
Yeah.
God, because I'm below her. Like, just...
So this will be 1d10, and we'll add your dexterity, and do you have any sort of skills in what would be?
I've got sleight of hand.
I would say this would be more for crossbow if you've got any sort of points there. If not, it'll just be your dexterity.
No.
Okay.
Just dex and the dex on a d10 then.
Yeah, so 1d10 plus your dexterity.
Okie dokie. Okay, rolled a 9. I've got 6 in dexterity, so that's a 15 total.
15.
To hopefully might drop 2 explosives.
Okay. Let me just double check its armor. Yeah. So the 15 will crash against it, and you're aiming for the head. So that'll do. What I want you to do is I want you to take 4d6, and I want you to roll that.
Okay, we're doing this. Okay, do you need the total?
Please give me the total,
8,
but
10,
if you would multiply it by 3.
Okay, 15, 3, 45.
45 points of damage as the first one is just dropped down. It explodes, much like Caleb had intended, but Caleb, you are, again, hugging tight to that tree. So you just see, like, the change of light. You all hear the crackle of the armor and the scales as it takes this damage. And that's one of your...
That's just...
Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
Do I need to roll to hit again for the second one?
Please.
Okie dokie.
I love this.
Oh dear. So that's a 1 plus 6, a 7.
1 plus 6. A 1, I believe, is a fumble here. So let me just double check, because the criticals is where we have our exploding dice. So
I was getting ready to give him a good, how do you like these apples? And yeah.
all right, so this is a fumble, and
Quick question.
mhm.
I was essentially, I don't know if holding an action is a thing, but I did have bronze bow prepared.
I'll
How
say
does that work?
I'll say that go ahead. We'll say that your bronze bow will negate the fumble here, so we won't do the fumble roll.
I'm scared.
Thank you.
And since you brought it up, why don't you tell me how that spell works?
So bronze bow is essentially airbending, with a thrown projectile of any kind. Basically, a gust of wind comes behind it, and with my intention, makes it just that much of a truer, you know, through point type of deal. So you throw it and it's just not quite right, and I'm just like, and it goes. So
All right, so as you call upon your chaos and you shift the winds of fate to pick up the almost perhaps misbegotten explosive, it carries forth into the head. Again, 46, and because it does strike the head, you're going to multiply it by 3.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that was a good roll. 10, 16, 20 on the nose, multiplied by 3 for 60.
60 points. And again, there's this crackle across the scales as more fire begins to engulf this creature. It writhes and upon the ground, trying to strike against the tree. Rila, that is your attack. You do have time here if you would like to move your speed, but you are out of harm's way, at least right now.
Yeah, there's not really anywhere for me to go up here. So I'll just stay put, try and stabilize the branch for anyone else that's trying to pull maneuvers.
Okay, so as Rila's turn comes to an end, Alara, we come to your turn. You are safely in a tree. There is an antenna burning beneath you. What do you do?
So, I would love to shoot a pew pew at this burning thing. Now that got some little explodies going. I don't know how mechanically that would work, but for flavor maybe. I would
Yeah.
love to look for like weak spots, like the armor being broken, trying to look for like a soft point to hit with my elven travel bow, if possible.
Yeah, go for it. Because antenna are susceptible to fire, you're able to see where the scales are like curling in on themselves, becoming more brittle. So it doesn't really reveal any sort of vulnerabilities, but you can see where that is being burned away in like the moment.
Awesome. Would that be archery?
Yes, this is an archery roll.
Awesome. At 22 total.
22 total. That is go ahead, roll for me another d10, please.
Yes.
We'll see where that's going to strike on this.
That was a 3.
3, so that'll hit the torso. So most definitely with a 22, you are releasing this arrow and it strikes true. Go ahead and roll your damage on that.
It would be 4d6 on the elven travel bow, if I got that correctly.
If it's on your, it will show on your thing. So yes.
Excellent. $18 total.
18 total. And because you hit the torso, there's no triple modifier, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, because it is burning, it takes double damage from any source.
Oh, that's cool.
So that I believe brings that up to what, a 36? Be prepared, monster hunters. It does you well. So with that, then we come. I believe you just. Is there anything else on your turn, Alara?
No, that sounds about right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Silhouette, we come to your turn.
Yes. Let's see. I've done my quote-unquote held action.
Mm-hmm.
What could I do? That's fine. Let's just shoot some crossbow bolts at it. Why not?
Heck yeah. Go for it.
Anyway, I started blasting.
So I started blasting. How do the exploding dice work again?
So the exploding dice are if you get a critical. So if you roll a 10 on your, or it's critical or a fumble. If you hit a 10, you get to roll again and again until you stop getting 10s. And the same with fumbles.
Gotcha. So it's a
Just add or
D10
subtract.
plus.
So if this is your crossbow, it'll be your crossbow skill.
Okay. That is 20 to hit.
Cool. Can you roll me another d10 here real quick?
And 7.
Okay, so that'll hit one of the legs. So definitely is going to strike. However, it's going to do only half damage here. But because it does double damage, just roll the full and we'll take it like that.
Cool. And that's how many dice? 4?
It'll
Two.
show on your weaponry where your
Yep.
damage is.
1 second. 2d6 plus 2. Okay. Neat. New system. Who dis? That is 2 5s for 10. So 12.
Right. 12, which it will take because it would normally have done half, but it's burning, so it takes double damage from all end sources. And so it screeches again as more impacts come against it. You guys were really well prepared here. And anything else from Steven?
Nope. I believe that's it.
All right. So as the tang of the release of your crossbow is set off into the air, we are going to take a break here. So let me just make sure I've got everything here. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Please let the ads run. Ads help us off here. And also, just remember to take care of yourselves. Get some water. Take your medications if you need to. Stretch. Anything good for the body. Great time to do that here. Subscribe to us here on our Twitch channel if you haven't already. Head over to our YouTube. Subscribe to us there to catch VODs and other awesome content. And we'll be right back. believe we are live. There we go. Okay. Welcome back. We are picking up here in the middle of action. Our story has started with a monster hunt, an Octena that had made camp in a mine that our monster hunters had been sent out to clear. And with some quick thinking of Caleb and some quick crafting on the spot, explosives were made and have now set the Octena on fire as we come to our Octena's turn. And, well, it is raging. It's not quite doing as much as it wishes, and understanding that most of its damage is coming from above, this thing begins to curl around, coiling. You can see the legs as they walk up, as it's going to try and get to one of you. Caleb, you are closest to the tree, so it is least likely to strike you.
Oh.
So let's just get a die roll here. And this bite attempt will be going for Senka. And as it is going to try and make the attempt here, that is it's going for your torso. So this will be, where's my weapons? That'll be a 14 to try and hit you.
Okay, and how do we determine a hit?
So what is your armor class?
On the torso, 6.
6. So basically, what happens is that you can here's how it is. I forgot a step. You can roll a defense, a dodge action here. So you can either roll your dodge against the attack, and then where's the other one? You could either roll a dodge, and I want to say that there was or an endurance. I think is dodge or endurance.
I'm gonna try and dodge that thing.
Go for it. And you want to beat the 14.
Which I did not.
No. So the bite goes through. So now here's where the 6 comes important. The damage will first go towards your armor and then travels over towards you. And then your armor will, I think, if the damage exceeds your armor rating, it then loses 1 point of its reliability. So the bite comes forward and will be a total of 13 points of damage. Again, reduced by 6 because of your armor. So the 7 is what is actually coming into you.
Well, again, as this thing bites down on me, I try to twist out of the way. It doesn't quite work, and it chomps right down, right on my torso. Fuck. Yes, the go-to.
Perfect narrative scene because Senka, we now come to your turn.
Yes. I still have one of the bombs, but I don't think it will be a good idea to try to throw it at this close of range. Would probably not be a good idea. So
throw it in its mouth while it's trying to bite you.
Slam it against its head.
I have something better.
Ooh, I love something better.
Yes, since it just took a bite out of me, it is within touch range, point blank range, correct?
Most definitely.
I'm going to raise my hand and curl my fingers. Igni.
Hell yes. All right. This thing has a chance to dodge, I believe, correct? For Igni?
Let me look. I don't see it, but I will.
Always deals damage to the torso unless used at point blank range. Hell yeah. I'm going. Yes. It's got a dodge or block. Those are the two. That's right. Dodge or block.
Mhm.
So that's the defense here. It's going to try and block. I believe. Because it can't quite dodge. Actually, no. It's going to try and dodge. Because of the mechanics of this thing. So, however, that is a failed block, as that is a, it's only going to come to an 8 total.
I am going to spend 2 stamina
Okay.
and for 2d6 damage.
Hell yeah, go for it.
And there's a 50% chance of lighting anything it hits on fire. It's already on fire, so it might just be more on fire, and I'm okay with that.
This is going to be a lot of damage because of the way that things are going to stack up here.
7.
7 gets tripled because it's a headshot, making it 21. Gets doubled because this thing is already on fire, for a total of 42 points of damage here. This thing is burning, and you are... Wow, this is a really ironic way of saying it. You guys are killing it out here. And so, anything else from Senka on this?
Well, I want to get out of the damn tree.
Go ahead. I'll say, as part of your movement, roll for me a escape, which is the same as your dodge, I believe.
Yes.
So roll that, and
Because I'm better on the ground than I am in a tree.
we love it.
Ooh, 10 plus 5.
And then +5. Yeah, it's struggling to keep its teeth around you, so you're able to slide right through and drop down. You are no longer held in this thing's mouth from its bite. And it's starting to lilt. It's looking real bad. More of the scales are becoming like almost flash paper as they light up and flake off, as Caleb, we come to your turn.
All right, so I'm still in the tree. Am I close enough to kick or stab this thing? Like, could
You
I
are.
shimmy a little bit? Okay.
Because of the way that it climbed up, you are, most definitely.
All right. After hearing Senka yell fuck, just unpeel myself from the tree a little bit and look down. You asshole! And like shimmy down. I'm going to try to boot it in the face with my heel because I can't do anything better. So just try to like get it to let go and help her out a little bit.
All right. Go for it. This will be a melee attack. You kick, yeah.
Okay. And I'm so sorry. What do I roll first? Because I have the damage is 1d6 plus 4. But
So you
want to
d10? You want to roll a d10 to see if it actually hits. Because you could get a crit.
I don't add anything. Okay. That's an 8. And I have no reflex skills whatsoever.
All right. Well.
Can I intimidate? No, I'm just kidding.
Not everyone's built for fighting.
For Caleb.
So,
he is protective, though, and he doesn't like it that it hurts somebody.
It is able to resist your kick. 8 is, with the way that it defended, not quite enough to get through.
Gotcha. No problem. So he's seeing it's ineffective, but at least he'll be like, yeah, look at me, bastard. And he's just going to try to keep kicking like bark into its face. Like, you don't fucking touch any of us.
I love it.
And that's unfortunately all that he can do. So he'll try to like shimmy up a little bit,
but like up the tree
Okay.
a little bit, back to his little stance here, looking
Yeah.
down like between his arms, and just keep putting bark in its face.
I love it. Rila, then we come back to the top of the round with you.
Okay, so this thing is sort of starting to snake its way up the tree a bit.
It has snaked its way up the tree, yes.
Okay,
Most of
I would
it's
like to
still on the
try it.
ground, but
I would like to try and drop myself down onto it, or
okay.
what's left of it on the ground, and try and, well, see if I can do that first, but I'm hoping to sort of pull it back down.
I'll say easily enough. You're not terribly high up off the ground. You went just high enough before this thing arrived. So easy enough to drop down, be right next to it. And yeah, go ahead. I will say this is a brawling check to try and rip it off of the tree.
Excellent. This is what I'm quite literally built for.
The barrel covered in clutch.
Okay, so that's 8 plus my reflex, which is 10, so 18 plus my brawling, which is 7. So it's 25.
25 will beat its attempt to block. So you are able to. It tries with all of the reptilian legs to hold on to the tree, but you can hear the scratch and pull of the bark as Rila's able to forcibly remove this, making the danger no longer as imminent for those of you still in the tree. Anything else
Who's a good
from
boy then? Get back down here.
I love it. Anything else from Rila?
Can I give it a little bop?
So you can actually. So what while the brawling was your action, anyone is able to take another action during any part of their turn. It does come at the expense of 3 stamina points, but you are able to do that.
Okay, I will do that. So this is one attack, isn't it? With lefty or righty.
When you take the attack action at any point, you can either do a fast strike, which allows you to do 2 attacks, or you can do a strong strike, which is 1, but while you take a sort of detriment to your to hit, you'll be able to do more damage.
Let's give it a good hefty one. So we're going for one strong one. So is this brawling again?
This would be. Hold on, let me double check. I've had the thing pulled up. This would actually be melee underneath the reflex skills.
Okay. Oh, I definitely put stuff into the wrong thing. Let's do this. That's a 10. So do I re-roll that?
You do, and you'll continue to add up. So if you get another 10.
That's a 3. So 13 plus my reflex of 10. That's 23.
23. And it's going to try and dodge. It fails its dodge. So go ahead and make that damage roll. And we got a little extra something because you got a critical.
Ooh.
So anytime, so go ahead and do your damage first, and I'll add this onto the end.
Okay. So what sort of time of day is it at this point?
We'll say that this is not quite evening yet, so it's late afternoon.
Okay. So the party's familiar with everyone by now, but they'll see the sun glinting off my brass knuckle. So I'll give it me bop to roll my damage. So that's didn't roll well on those 2d6. So that's 3 plus 8. So that's 11 bludgeoning.
And right, and it takes double because it's still burning. So as the brass knuckles gleam in the sunlight, you take this punch right to the gut once, and you put all this effort into this. You pulled it away, and you can feel the brittle natural armoring of this creature just snap away as your hand sinks in, and the creature just begins to lilt even more. It goes almost entirely limp as it twitches on the ground in its final death throes. The fires, while they were intense, they don't last forever. A few seconds go by and they extinguish themselves. However, I did say that when you get a critical hit, you get something extra, and that is called adrenaline. So, whenever you get a critical hit on your opponent, you gain 1 adrenaline die, and that is you can have up to as many as your body stat, and these will be a pool that you can draw on at any point. So, oh no, are we having more technical gremlins? I will just make a note for my lovely dwarven criminal of her 1 adrenaline die, and we can go over this rule later on. Hopefully the tech gremlins will scamper off, but you are no longer bound by initiative. The combat ends here as the creature lies in the ground, still once more.
I think we can go down then. How's
Sounds
everyone
good.
doing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like shimmy down very carefully, and
Try to
hopefully my
help the
forge
boy.
won't swing too much,
Oh,
so that I
God.
don't. However, I am intent. I'm going to very carefully try to get any kind of alchemical supplies from this thing. Senka, if you could maybe like point me in the right direction if you know best. Maybe we can make something good and get some money out of it.
Yeah. What would
Sure, I
be
can do that.
our...
Also, while we're prepping that, there's going to be a little happy dance because Caleb did something good. He's just like, yeah, that's right. And I'm
And
going
I
to go
still
kick the
have
carcass a little bit.
I still have this bomb. We should do something about this. It's making me kind of nervous.
I can take it.
Okay, I will very carefully hand the bomb back to
All right.
Caleb.
The same little like knees bent, heel toe, 2 hands on it. It'll be fine. And he's gonna just put it like in one of his little extra pockets in his overalls. It's fine. It's fine. I got this. Oh wait, hold on. And he moves the note that was in that pocket to another one and then puts it back in there. Gotta keep them separate, man. All right. And he's gonna go back and take out his stiletto out of his boot and see if he can, carve something out of here.
All right. Alchemy checks are what are necessary for harvesting monster parts.
Okay. So that's alchemy with crafting, right? And then a D10.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys will be pros by the end of the 5 sessions. It'll be fine.
Oh shit! I rolled a 9 plus 15, so that's what, 24.
Yeah. So, as you are trying to harvest, you'll get 6 uses of the Utkena saliva, so that poison that you can utilize there. Was anyone else doing monster harvesting?
Yes, I got a 13.
13. There's not a known mutagen, which would be the most important thing for you, Senka, but you are able to get some of its scales. You get 8 usable scales. They are classified as draconid scales because this is a hybrid creature.
I got an 11.
And 11. You're able to get the some of the usable closer to the tail, some of the chitin that hasn't been burned away, so you can use that in like leatherworking or some other crafting that might be more. You could probably harvest it down to more base components. But otherwise, you're not quite able to see anything else that is usable from this carcass. But you are able to, again, grab the head and skull, so that way you have proof of your completed contract to bring back to your employer, your contractor.
Is there any concept of help action or anything for these?
Um,
I'm just
mm,
curious.
Not that I'm aware of, but if you are assisting someone, I'll give them a bonus. So that way, you know, there is a if there is, I'll double check to see if there is actually a help action, but not coming to the top of my mind. But I can always give a bonus if you are causing an assistance.
Yeah, I think with Caleb, any kind of alchemy crafting, he 100% is going to help you. In fact, probably enthusiastically to the point where you'll just take his face and shove it. like, stop it. It's okay. We got this.
Caleb, I'm looking for essence. Do you see any?
I will absolutely help you try to find that. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure I can dig and help. And like, well, I mean, with his skills, he could probably, hopefully, clear paths and try to get something for you.
Nice.
While they're doing that, Alara would just try to see the damage that this creature has done to the forest. Try to I don't have anything or any spells or any whatever, but just like see, I don't know, like if there's any way that she could help clean this area for the animals and stuff like that to make it less deadly with, this trap that the creature set up for animals and shit. And also maybe get some skulls for Sylvan.
Go ahead. What I will then say, wilderness survival makes sense for me here.
Okay. At 23.
23. You know right away that the best way for this saliva to dissipate is either burning everything, which might be a little bit more harmful to the forest, or waiting for a rain. It's not a very potent, like it's potent in its freshness, but it doesn't last very long. So once the rains come through, it'll wash away, and whatever is left behind will be very diluted and likely unable to harm anything further. And mostly what the poison does is just allow things into a deep sleep that then kind of causes the death from that as like an exposure or vulnerability, rather than just eating away at the insides. So time is probably going to be the best essence on this. There are, now that you're actually going through and looking, plenty of bodies of small animals. You see fawns, deer, you see there are squirrels, chipmunks, rodents, just your typical forest fauna.
Yeah. I will definitely point them out to Selwyn and ask if any of them can be useful, and probably Caleb as well, because sometimes can use, if we can make use of the things that are already dead, then they're not going to go to waste. So
yeah, absolutely. Are there any alchemical abilities to the sad baby bunnies that are now dead? By the way, Caleb walks up. There is like a little tear. He doesn't like that.
Yeah, it's alchemy for any sort of crafting here. Unless you're like going specifically for the hide, then I would say like a crafting check for that.
Crafting, okay.
Yeah.
I will do so. And he does, for his business, he does do like fine art things too, and like makes like little leather tags with CC on it. So if he could grab some of that, he would.
Hell yeah, go for it.
So crafting check? Okay.
Crafting check, I will say, for this one.
And double checking. D10 crafting plus my base craft?
Plus your base craft, yep.
Okay. That's 21.
21. You again, you finished your apprenticeship, and you've been doing really well with that. But leatherworking, there's a reason why you started to make it on your own. You're really adept at getting this. Now, of course, you'll need to bring this hide back, tan it, and get it prepped. But starting at the base, you do really well on collecting some of that. We'll say that you are able to, with a 21, collect 7 small animal hide.
All right, cool. I can make more tags, y'all. Get the
Nice, let's
name
go.
out. Get CC out. Let's go. Tags. All right.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that
Thanks.
this can be useful for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You
Also,
deserve it.
everyone's weapons are good, right? Like you're all fine.
Yeah.
You don't need
Does
any
anyone need some
armor
like healing
crafted
or
or
anything?
anything.
Senka, how are you feeling?
Well, I can't heal you, but I can work on your armor and
Senka, you're
weapons.
muted again.
I can't tell if she likes this or not.
She does, I promise.
She's been so
Okay.
silent on us.
And he's just
A
wiping his
little bit
hands.
louder. Ow.
Anyway, I can do like a first aid or a ritual for healing Senka. I do have first aid if I can use that.
Yeah, go for a first aid. Because you can always do the ritual. Senka doesn't seem to be in critical condition, so
yeah.
you can wait until you're back at the city to get fully in depth on that. So first aid will work here.
How many small animal skulls do I need to make one crystal skull component?
I'll say 1.
Okay, cool. So that squirrel skull just goes in the pocket.
19 for the first aid.
All right. So no hit points are recovered from this. But it is closing up any wounds, so that way they're not prone to any sort of infections or further damages. So it means that Senka is able to walk with perhaps little more than a limp back to the city. Is there anything else you would like to do in the area of the woods that you're in, or the mine, before you head back to Banard to, well, claim your reward?
Oh, I was just about to ask. We never got down to the mine to greet this thing. Were we told there was ore and goods left down there?
You don't believe so, because of the way this was an old mine that was left abandoned, likely because it had lost all of its valuable ore. But someone is like hopeful, and they purchased it. And before they could really even get in to look at all that, they came face first with an Uktena. So you were sent in to look at it. You can, of course, go, but the word around the city as you were collecting information is that there's nothing of worth there, and you were just whoever purchased this is on a fool's errand.
So
Let's go in
just
the
to
mine.
just to make sure, there was only one, right? Like there weren't talks of any more of these disgusting things.
Senka would have known with the WitchER training. Uktena are solitary creatures.
Gotcha. Okay.
Didn't
He's just
see
holding
any
all his stuff.
with my spidey senses any
Yeah.
other monstrosities lurking, and we good, right?
Yeah, there was
Right?
nothing else. There was just little flecks in the air.
Is that normal, by the way? Should I be concerned
Yeah,
about
is
that?
that normal?
You've seen that before. You don't know if it's normal, but you've seen it before.
It's
Yeah.
an astigmatism.
Yeah, I think it's like low iron, you know, when you start seeing little lights, like I should lie down, but magic.
Eat this mushroom, it'll help.
I'm sure it's fine. It's totally okay. Yeah, it's good. We're fine.
Head
It's all
back
good.
into town and cash this in.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So, luckily for your group, the way back is a little bit easier than the way forward, because this time you know where you're heading. You are able to expect the path and what is on it. However, it doesn't mean that you can let your guard down. You are still in the wild. And the wilds mean that there are monsters about, even as it comes to the wintertime. Just because witchers leave the path doesn't mean that the dangers all begin to hibernate. So, monster hunters, what are you doing as you travel back?
I'm doing my druid shit.
I'd recommend.
Well,
I'd
it is
recommend we take the
survival.
path slowly.
If you are taking the path a little slowly, I will give a +2 to any check you make.
Yeah, I think Caleb has to. Like, he's balancing all of the crap he just got, but he does have that fire potion in one of his pouches.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, he's kind of walking like an idiot, but, like, one leg kind of making sure he doesn't jostle it, which is probably doing more damage, but it's fine. So it'll just be
carry some of that.
Yeah, if you don't mind. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just like, it's more like, it's not heavy. There's just a lot. So it's hard to hold
We'll
in.
take it from Caleb, like making it look really light.
Thanks, Rila. It's fine. All right.
24
Pulls
on
out his hair a little
the
bit.
survival.
Okay,
I'm gonna make a stealth.
go for it. And that 24 includes the +2 I gave you, right?
It didn't. So yeah, 26.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Skills don't explode, correct?
Skills do not explode. It's only for when you are critting in the combat.
Okay. Then 16.
16. And that includes the +2?
18.
18. So Silhouin does her best to keep everything quiet around your group, keeping her own emotions quiet. And as you walk through, it is Alara. You notice something. It's a distance off, maybe a few 10 feet or so. But there is, you hear growling, snarling, an attempt to tear at something. And you can see the ridges of fur upon the spines of what could be large canines, perhaps even wolves. A full pack of them trying to tear at something.
We'll definitely share that with the group, especially Senka. We're like, yeah, I think we got a full pack here. And point in the direction. Try to be quiet.
Well, we've still got a bomb if we need that, but I would suggest that we don't provoke them. Don't do any more damage than we need to.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
They're probably just hungry.
And Caleb's hand just comes out of the pocket a little bit, like, oh.
Just being able to sort of peer at this site and
Good
see what
instinct,
they're
but
tearing at.
not yet. I'll let you know when.
You 100% can try and figure out what it is that they are tearing into, and I will ask for...
If I have to get closer, I'll do so stealthily.
Yeah, why don't you roll me a stealth check, and since it seems that Silhouin is coming along and helping you, I'll ask for a stealth check again from Silhouin, but you each can add a +2.
Nice.
Okay.
For me, that's 10 plus 6 plus 16.
16
plus
as well.
my dexterity.
And 15.
Heck yeah.
A total of 28.
Whether it is because you move so stealthily as your group, those of you that are moving closer to see what is happening with these wolves, or because they are so focused in on their prey, they do not seem to notice you. However, as you get closer and you start to move around where all the flora and the underbrush of the forestry is, you're able to see closer. It is not something that they're tearing into. Rather, it is someone. You see a woman. She is critically wounded and seems to be either unconscious or on the verge of unconsciousness. She wears armor, but again, seems to have been in a fight well before the wolves. It's hard to say that if she is... You know for a fact that she is alive currently. She doesn't look like a corpse. But you do not know how much time you might have.
I would try and make.
Is there
hand
anything?
signals back to the rest of the
Do I
group.
notice anything familiar about the armor?
It's not terribly different from your own. Not quite the same, but it does strike a familiarity in you, Senka. What was Rila wanting to do?
I was going to sort of try and make hand signals back at the rest of the group to gesture what it was, but none of them make any sense whatsoever.
It's all smuggler signs, but you're the only criminal.
Yeah. Do they look like just normal sized wolves?
Yeah, they do seem to be appearing as normal wolves. Though, if you would like to roll perhaps a monster lore.
Ooh. Okay.
What does the weather look like right now?
It's fairly clear. You've got a few clouds in the sky, but mostly it is just the fact that the sun is starting to set. Evening is coming in.
That is an 18.
18. You do know of monsters known as wargs, which are like wolves, just slightly bigger. You don't quite know if you see any amongst here. They all seem to be, well, large dog-like creatures, very strong in each of their own capabilities.
Would my my monstrosity seeing thing, like my nature sight,
I'll
show
say
them
that's-
like gleamy or regular?
They are regular wolves. You do not see a monster
okay.
among them.
Okay.
Real quick, did you all four walk up there to look?
I didn't roll, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I
Well,
would.
I'll lean to Suddy and just be like, "Is
Alara.
Rita? Sorry, Alara. Is Rila? Are we playing a picture game? I know I've tried this before. I don't really get it. Or is she flicking?
I think this would make sense among another type of friend group. You know, the other friends that she hangs out with. They hang out with. A little more sneaky than us.
Oh,
Maybe.
Okay. Caleb does
Can I
not get
see
it.
them looking confused?
Caleb is just like,
yeah.
Oh,
but he's just sitting there like playing with like like some string he's got,
Oh my
like
God.
braiding it, learning a little bit. Like, yeah, totally. Okay, she's fine.
Silhouette sees Rila making these signs and having, bitten the joint before. Knows exactly what's being said. And it's like,
like I've seen people in jail do that. I don't necessarily. I've been there for 6 months. I don't know what happens. I didn't learn the
yeah.
the
Only
signs.
unsuccessful criminals end up in jail.
Yeah,
I was framed, excuse you.
I mean,
So yeah,
Oh.
Caleb's just braiding. He has no clue. He's just like, they're fine. He hasn't heard any
Laura wants to do
shouting.
something stupid.
Go for it.
Silhouette's thinking the same.
Because Alara is very in tune with nature, and she's not particularly fond of just hurting wolves for no reason, but also she doesn't want to let this woman fucking die. What are the chances that Alara could tell the wolves to fuck off?
Well,
Basically.
that depends, Alara. How do you approach telling the wolves to fuck off?
I have a skill as a druid, which is Animal Compact, and I'm
Okay.
not trying to make a compact. I think because I
Okay.
think that would be with just one of them, but it does let me add my level on it to my wilderness survival rolls to handle animals, and I would like to use body language that druids definitely know more than I, Sunny, do in my life on how to deal with like wild animals to like try to at least convince the wolves to leave this woman so I can get to her.
Say, okay, cool. So I'm going to make this a little. This is me being my homebrew GM here. We're gonna make this a compounded skill.
Oh, okay.
You're going to roll your d10, and you're going to add your normal bonuses for wilderness survival, what you get from your druid capabilities. However, we're going to add a little bit more to that because you are now trying to influence a whole pack.
Yep, I sure am.
You can either go for an intimidation route, which I'll allow you to add your charisma bonus to the total,
Okay.
or you can try and set yourself as the head of the pack here, sort of like a authoritative figure. You are older, wiser, and I'll let you add your leadership if you want to go for a more diplomatic, instead of trying to scare them off with brute force, sort of set yourself as part of the pack. And then you could add your leadership on top of that.
I'm gonna go for an intimidation route and add charisma. So I'm gonna do a whole heck of a lot of math now.
Can that's okay if I can't. So I have the ability to electrify the air and cause a static storm. Is there any chance that would assist? They're being told to fuck off and the air hurts in the area that they currently are in.
Don't know if it will cause an assistance for what Alara is rolling. However, it may cause an effect if that is something that you choose to do. So it won't help what Alara is rolling, but we can see what comes about of it.
I rolled an 18
All right, and that's with all of your bonuses added
with
into it?
all of them, I think.
Going to not right now.
Okay.
We'll save that for later.
Wait.
Can I ask a question? Did anyone tell Caleb those were there? I'm mostly curious. Now, the
Wait,
reason I bring
I
it up,
lied.
he grew up on a farm, so he would know how to try to deter them if
Oh.
Caleb knows about it.
I
Maybe
lied.
like
I made
sense
the math
or
wrong.
alchemy, like make something that smells really bad, or you know what I mean, like something like that.
Rila played charades.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's just he's
Yeah.
braiding. He's got like string and ribbons. He's
You
just
look up and
never mind.
Alara's
He's
already walked
chilling.
off.
28, by the way. I got the math very wrong. I pulled up a calculator. That does a whole heck of a lot of 10 better.
Yeah.
good.
So
we
he
did.
doesn't even know you left. He's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alara just went there like,
So, Alara, with a 28, you are very much able to make yourself seem the bigger threat here. Even with the one of you and the few bits and pieces they can see of your companions nearby, they begin to back off. And they do so in a way that you can tell they don't want any further beef, as they don't turn their back on you. They back away slowly until they are a comfortable distance before the pack moves on, leaving just the woman. And immediately, again, you can see that she's alive. And you can see that she is well trained. She is a fighter. Armor's not for nothing. What do you do, monster hunters?
Well, you said
that good stuff, but there.
You said that
you healing potion.
You said that the armor was very similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go and get a closer look.
As you get a closer look, Senka, you can see that she does wear a medallion, and it is of a griffin's head.
So not someone I would know personally, but perhaps by reputation.
Not someone you know personally, perhaps by reputation, but you've not heard or seen of anyone quite of this description. She is of a deep tan skin. Her hair is a dark blonde, and you've not heard of many griffin witchers since the destruction of their keep.
If Caleb saw like them going out of sight, because it's getting dark now, right?
Yeah, it's now the sun is fully beginning its setting process.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, he's scared. He's gonna just if you know what I mean, stay
Yeah.
the same distance every time they move. He's gonna move, and just is it safe? Y'all okay? And try to stay quiet because he doesn't know the wolves have left. I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just where are we?
It's safe. You can come in. No bombs. We're fine.
Takes his hand out of his pocket again. Okay. Just slowly tries to walk up. Would I know of any like healing potions, or is our group good at healing, do you think?
I believe we've got one who has magical capabilities of healing.
Laura would definitely start preparing a ritual to do a little healing. If like other people want to do things that like it's a ritual that takes 5 turns. So it does take time to set up.
5 turns is like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, okay then. There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. It's where's my thing? Ritual of life.
He'll try to just help her, whoever she is, like lift up her head, put on his lap, that kind of thing. Just try to help. He can't do shit otherwise.
All right. And just for the knowledge, what does the healing ritual?
So it costs 5 stamina.
Okay.
And it creates a magic circle which influences the healing capabilities of the target. It grants regeneration of 3 health points per turn.
Okay.
It lasts for 10 rounds,
Okay.
and while the target remains in the circle. So
All right.
it's basically make a little circle around her. And it has a difficulty check of 15. Is that something I roll?
That is something you roll. Yep.
Okay. What do I add to it?
We'll make this a will, because it is your ritual crafting.
Okay. $16. Yay.
So, just scraping by on what you need. You begin your healing ritual. And as Senka, you stand nearby, racking your mind, trying to figure out if you know this figure. As Calum tries his best to make her comfortable. As Silowin and Rila, you keep watch over your companions, if not friends. You would all hear a gasp. And her eyes flutter.
Welcome back.
She turns. Where is he?
Where's who?
I was following. There was a portal. I don't know. You need the sage. And then she is unconscious once more.
Do I know any like Would I have smelling salts on me at all? Would that even help here? I have no idea about medicine, guys. Help me
I
out.
have smelling salts if you.
Okay, because I could try to craft. I don't know. Should we just leave her asleep? I mean, we can try to carry her. Is she
I could
bleeding
try
everywhere?
waving some of the spirits onto
No
her nose.
longer. She's no
Caleb
longer
is-
bleeding.
Okay, because Caleb's panicking. He doesn't know what's
Yeah.
happening. Just
Okay.
I don't know what happened. Did I do it?
She just needs some rest. We should definitely take her to the city with us.
Can I have
Sorry.
can I have deduction checks from everyone, please?
Is that the human deduction one?
I actually have deduction. Let's go. Right. So
Oh, no, it's human
D10.
perception.
Yeah, what's the base stat?
Intelligence.
16.
16 as well.
13.
14.
Not my forte. 8.
So, for Alara and Silouan, this information comes to you quite easily because of your background. But for Caleb, portals are magic. Sages are oftentimes used as a word for different mages, but you know that there's something that is more akin to perhaps a magical specification as someone known as the Sage. It is likely Ein Servern. It is an elvish term. And these are elves who, in addition to having magical capabilities, have a vast knowledge of many subjects, and the most notable part of it is a genealogy of elder blood. They exhibit prophetic or oracle powers, or oracular powers. And through generations, figures outside of elven society have turned the specific term of Ein Servern into elven mages or sages. And Alara and Silouan, you know of one that would be close enough to your location. Ida Iman Ape Sivni, who's in the Blue Mountains, just beyond Banard.
That's like magic, right?
Yeah.
He says aloud.
Oh, sorry.
He's because I'm not sure why he would know it, but no, you're good.
She's a famous. Should do we know if she's a good person? If
You know, by her reputation, she is part of the Lodge of Sorceresses. So she's very powerful, but she's also known to be sort of secular. She kind of keeps to herself.
Do we need to take
response,
this woman
Caleb,
to them?
I'll say.
Yeah,
In response to Caleb, magic, not a bloody clue. I can carry her if you want.
It would be a good idea, I think.
Yeah.
Should we,
at least to the city, to safety. Don't think we should leave her here. The wolves will certainly come back.
Okay. Do we need to craft I'm trying to craft anything, but no, like a cot. I'm like Caleb. So Caleb has taken care of people before. He's very caring, not trying to jostle. So I don't think we should just sling her. You know what I mean? I didn't do that to her, by the way. Just
We should do this.
I have a bedroll. We can, if you would like, to be soft, we can put her in the bedroll. She'll be comfortable, and then Rila can.
I can
thump
carry
over.
her too.
Yeah, I'll help. Whatever we can do. I don't know if we make cot or whatever we do, but
You've already helped enough. You're the reason we did that as
just
easily
patting.
as we did.
I didn't say he was good at taking care of me, but he's patting her forehead. She'll be okay, right?
You can pop her in a
She'll be
hammock
fine.
and Senka and I can take an end each.
Okay.
I would like to ask Seika's assistance in looking for signs, because she mentioned portals, looking for remnant sign of one being open nearby.
Ooh.
Go ahead. I'm going to say make that just a straight will roll.
Right?
I would love to use my
Okay.
read nature shit for that as well if I can participate.
Yeah.
19.
19.
13.
13. There's not much of a sign of chaos here. Meaning
22.
perhaps I'll get you in just one moment. There is not much in the sign of a form of seeing where chaos came through. So you can't quite tell if a portal came, which is strange. It's very odd. Because chaos always leaves a mark. With the read nature, being able to pass through the actual memories of the forest. A man did walk here. Not far, not long. But his journey took him faster to where the forest could not see. Perhaps more chaos has been involved.
That's disconcerting. Magic always leaves a trace.
Yeah, this is unnatural in many ways.
If we could find remnants of the portal, the location, I could pull it back and we could see where it goes at a later date. But with no sign, there's not much I can do.
And it's weird. It should, like, clearly something happened, and
Well,
It's
when she wakes up, she might know more. Right?
Perhaps.
It seems, for now, your knowledge lies with this unconscious witcher, whoever she may be. Or perhaps even further in the Blue Mountains with an elven sage. But whatever knowledge there is to gain, we will find out in our next session. So, as we are coming to the end here, we've got, of course, we're going to close out with a little bit more about our cast. And I'll toss in some announcements. So let us start off with our outro. I always like to start things off because if I get it done, then I don't have to worry about it. So, like I said, I'm Faye. Any all pronouns work for me. I've had a lot of fun on this premiere. I'm very much looking excited to the next session. You can find out all that I do at wildewitch.com. That's WILDEWITCH.com. That is the website for Wildewitch RP, the company that I run, where I run D&D games 6 days a week. We've got some fun stuff coming up tonight, like our Dragonlance session, so that'll be on my channel. But that's it for me and my projects. So why don't we toss it to the next one, and we'll start off with we'll start at the top of what I can see. So that'll be Mia.
Sure. This was an amazing session. Faye is an amazing DM. Everyone is an amazing player. Everything's amazing. I'm Mia Faye. I run a stream team called The Faded Fables over on that channel. I'm a variety streamer on my personal channel. I'm a game developer studio owner called London Studios, and I'm a voice actress over on my card as well. And I do fun character voices for cheap-ish.
Heck yeah. Next up on the top that I can see, we're going to toss it over to Torin.
Hello, my name is Torin. I go by Torin Talks Creativity on most social platforms. Typically, what I do is I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week, and I am a voice actor as well. So lots of audiobooks have been, well, not lots. Did a book series recently, and we'll do gaming. And I also am a digital artist, so I do digital art commissions, and most of that can be found easily on Twitch at Torin Talks Creativity. And also, by the way, very fun. Had a lot of fun. Caleb is like the squishiest, most positive thing I've ever made, and I'm so happy. This is such a divergence. Sorry for what I normally do. So yay! Okay,
Beautiful,
that's me.
beautiful. Tossing over to our next one. Let's hear from Shelby.
Yes, hello. I remembered to unmute myself this time.
Woohoo!
Yeah. My
Character
name is
growth.
Shelby. I go by she, they pronouns. By day, I'm a technical writer, and that means technical issues, as you saw today. Many, many technical issues. But yes, you can find me under the handle of Abyssal Song on many social media platforms where I offer my opinions and sometimes people pay me for them. Something else that I would like to draw attention to is that I will be part of a fundraiser benefiting the Entertainment Community Fund over on Tavernot's channel at the end of this month. I will be on the Sunday game, but it is a series of games using the Fiasco system. And we are playing these in a variety of settings with a variety of wonderful cast members. We're doing it to raise money for the Entertainment Community Fund, which benefits all of the people who are affected and otherwise out of work due to the strike. Toss a coin to your writers, your actors, your directors, pay your creatives. And if you feel like it, show up and toss some coin to us. We'll pass it along to them.
And sorry, I'm a part of that too. That's why I perked up. I'm so excited, Shelby. Yes,
Let's go.
I think I'm like the last game due to time zone stuff, but very excited. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Heck yeah.
That's all.
So we love that. Very excited for that happening. Next up on our outro, people, let's learn about Frankie.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's me. So thank you again to Faye so much. This has been my first actual play. I've loved it so much. This is a brilliant group. So I am Frankie, your resident they, them causing mayhem. You can find me on Twitter, which I'm going to continue to call it, under Chaos Grublet. And also Tabletop Tinker. So I make and sell tabletop goodies and treasures, like this little dice tray here with sections in it. And you can find all about it at www.tabletoptinkering.com. Thank you again.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then our last, but certainly not least, let us learn of Sunny.
Hello. It's me, I'm Sunny. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as Living Sunny, and also as half of the Sunshine Citadel. It's a gaming and TTRPG brand new production studio. We just started this month. We are playing Baldur's Gate 3 on Saturdays because, of course, we are. And I am playing a very cozy solo TTRPG called Iron Valley on Monday. Well, mornings for me, which is basically a mix of Stardew Valley with Animal Crossing and pretty much a lot of journaling involved. We rolled the world, we rolled characters, we're rolling everything basically. And I'm playing a magical iguana called Whisper that does garden and weather magic and is building a bug sanctuary. So the vibes are a little different than this, but it's very nice. If you'd like to follow me, there's lovingsunny.card with all of the links and leading to even more links that you could find me. And this was absolutely phenomenal. Oh my god, thank you all so much. Thank you, Faye, for this world that's already amazing. Thank you the producers for dealing with all of the tech gremlins that have been going today. Like, thank you. Yeah, amazing. Please.
Yes, yes. And so that's all of our outro of our lovely cast. We do have some outro announcements. So We on Thursdays have our Alien Destroyer of Worlds. It's sponsored by Free League. You can join Game Mother Fiona and her crack team of Colonial Marines. Yes, that's the right word I can read. As she throws them through a gauntlet of one hell after another. But if you can't wait until Thursday for more Girls Run These Worlds content, we do have stuff tonight at 8 p.m. EST. Roll for Luck. Join our long-running anchor show for this sapphic homebrew world of Amalgarth. I think I said that right. With Girls Run These Worlds founder Ryu as the dungeon mistress. So with that, that's all that we have. Subscribe here if you haven't already. Subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. Oh no, we were going to raid. It seems like our raid target is not who we are. So we may be raiding, and if we are, I will tell you who we are raiding soon. But otherwise, thank you again to all of our viewers. Thank you to our lovely cast, our lovely producer as well. I know that we had a lot of tech gremlins, but it's fine. So had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for next session. Starlight Tales. I think that's who our raid is.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the raid's going. Cool. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
It's okay, just hold it.